All right. Welcome everybody to another Simulation Sunday community live stream. Uh, I've been playing around with this chroma here, and I've really been liking this lifelike chroma, and so I don't know. I made a Dr. Fate. But you'll see that I also made a few other White Lantern styles to kind of go with this theme. So a little bit of a spoiler alert. I have another White Lantern style video that should be coming out very soon. Whether it should be late tonight or maybe early tomorrow. Basically, all I have to do is export the video and then film the individual style detail videos for all of the different styles in the video. So if you're looking for some of your favorite iconic characters that I haven't already made White Lantern styles for, this video should have quite a few of them. But yeah, so this is I basically recreated one of the styles I have in one of the videos and kind of did it on this character to kind of be on theme. So keep an eye out for that. It should hit your feed soon enough if you are subscribed. So let's take a look at everyone that we have here around with us. I know we actually have a lot more phases that are like spread out with a bunch of people. It seems like there's no like one phase that has like everybody in it. It's like 3 or 4 different phases that have like multiple people in it. So that is what we will do today. I'll just kind of cycle through the phases and see what we have going on. Alright, so I want to take a look here at Old Rogers, because obviously it's like an old-fashioned like Captain America, I assume. So let's take a quick look. So not as ancient as I was thinking. Maybe they mean like war era, like Captain Rogers, maybe. I'm not crazy about the chest piece or the belt. I would choose one of them because it seems like the belt's like humongous. Holy cow, that belt's humongous. What I would use for another belt, oh, you probably can't get it anymore. It would be the I don't think I have it on this character. It's the one belt. I'm trying to think of the name for it. I think it's it's a Time Master belt. And you would get it from Save the Universe, but from that event thing. But if they don't have it, then they're kind of out of luck for that. But I think it would fit much better with the aesthetic of the style because it won't be as like bulky. Like I understand it's bulky, but this is like comically bulky. And then for probably. Well, no, that's fine on the head. But yeah, that's the only thing I can really think of for that. Is that the belt's just ginormous. It's like the frame on top is like really like slimmed down, and then the legs kind of bulk out a little bit, and then you just have this gigantic belt in the middle. But I do like the choice of the gloves, and the pack's not bad. The boots are like what you'd want, like that makes 100%. That makes sense. And then we have Elliot over here. Let's take a look. We got Sector in chat. Welcome to chat, Sector. How's it going? I'm trying to remember who I was going to look at here. Elliot. That's who I was going to look at. Okay. Right here. So, I mean, I like the slimline. The slimline's good. I don't know what they're going for, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a futuristic style. Maybe this has to do with like Tron. Maybe this is like a Tron style, maybe. Because this kind of reminds me of like Tron Ares, the movie. So, yeah, that's what it kind of reminds me of. And then we have Vampire over here. Let's take a look here. I really like the the gold and the red. This definitely has like DC Comics, like at one point, like seriously kind of pretty much looks like that. So they're using the new Dark Keeper cape, and the that seems to be the son of Bel-El, like the enhanced legs. And then that's the Dark Raven feet. Yeah, the Dark God belt's nice. Yeah. Yeah, what can I say? So we'll do one final spin. I'm not crazy. I mean, the shaman hens are all right, but I personally probably would have used something a little flashier, but that works. I like the Phoenix on there. And then we have static sunbeams. So let's take a look at them over there. Here we go. So very nice. Is this supposed to be metallic or energy based? Like I guess it makes sense if it's energy based. I'm just more partial to metallics, but it's a nice style. I mean, the cape's a nice choice. I always like capes that are very relaxed and just very that that sit very well on the character. Let's see. So we've already seen Susano's style before. We've already seen Omnivice's style before. We have Emo Boy. Is this different from what he had last week? Actually, this is pretty different from what he had last week. I actually haven't seen this style before, so I think this is a very good like Poseidon style. It's definitely a different skin than what I would use, but I guess if you want like that tribal like factor to it, I guess it could work out really well. So not hating on it, it's actually pretty nice. I like the blue like tips on the hair. This is kind of cool. But yeah, that head style is what I'd imagine for a Greek god of the sea, and then you have a crown within a crown. I always like that aesthetic. I think that works out really well. I love that when I ended up using the Source Lightning crown with that. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I did like that. And then we have Superman over here. I'm trying to think of the... Oh, that's coming from the accessory. I was looking, I was like, where are those little bubble things coming from? That makes sense. It comes from the accessory. I mean, it definitely looks like a quantum Superman. Superman DCUO, hello Conic. I have a style that I want to show you, but I'll have another suit as well. Not White Lantern, but similar. Chosen says, hello Iconic. Hello. And Red Knight says, hello Iconic, nice to see you got the Lifelite material. Good job there, buddy. Yeah, well, I mean, I've had it for a while, and ever since I saw it in the solo, I was like, I could make some really good styles with that. So I was kind of, waiting for them to make it official and make it a thing in the game. So, yeah, so here we are. So, a lot of people don't have these bracers. The Wondrous bracers are like the best bracers in the game. Easily one of the best bracers in the game. And it's crazy to think that it was a one and done. And then I think they did have like a little niche giveaway at one point or another to where you could get them, but it was very like limited. I feel like it was done to kind of increase the the FOMO factor of it. I actually like this Black Canary version of the character. I actually like this. This may seem very plain, but you'd be surprised how many people skip over something like this. Like you can see, she's got the gray tights, she's got the black briefs, she's got the buckles and everything on the boots. It's a very subdued. It almost has like a it's definitely got like a secret agent look to it, more or less like an acrobatic secret agent feel to it. But I like it. I feel like, I don't know, I see a lot of people do a lot of very loud Black Canary styles where they're just very loud, they're very bright on the eyes, and I feel like I don't know. I've never really cared too much for those styles of the character. I mean, there's some here and there, but most of the time, I feel like it's a little too much. Where I feel like her as a character is kind of foolish to see that. So I do kind of love seeing people that have the more subdued styles for characters like that. Who is this? Let's take a quick look. Okay, so she's got the Omega sign on there. I mean, this is kind of cool. I wish there was something kind of more going on with the style, so they're obviously working on that. So we'll give them a little bit of space there so they can. But you know, the Omega sign on the head style is already a winner for me. So, and then we have like a Catwoman character right here. I mean, this isn't bad. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that head style though. But I mean, they probably didn't have a better option. Alright, let me drop down to, or actually go up one phase. Red Knight says, I also got the Lifelike material. Yeah, it's really nice. Chosen says, I don't know which which style I should recreate in DCUO. He says, I'm mainly trying to think of an iconic character to recreate, but I can't think of which superhero franchise to choose though. Okay, so I'll give you an idea on a few, but mainly most of the people that I went ahead and was thinking of using for like the Lifelike material, most of the characters I was thinking of, they were basically, a lot of them were like heroes. You know, they're not like villains, or they're heroes. And just to kind of throw out a few there, one of them was like Shazam. Like, I thought of him as a character that would be good for a White Lantern character, or like Zatanna, or you know, you have Dr. Fate. He's more pragmatic, but he does kind of fit into that mold a little bit. I'm trying to think what else. I got my little list here. And then you have some characters in the DC comics that actually became White Lanterns, and I didn't cover them in my last White Lantern video, like Deadman. He definitely kind of has his own character arc in the DC comics, because he basically doesn't believe that he's the right person to be the White Lantern, and he actually keeps giving it away to other people because he feels like he's not good enough for it. And that's where you get like the White Lantern Batman and these other characters that you wouldn't think would get a white ring. It's because Boston Brand basically was kind of trying to defer the duty that he was supposed to have. So you know, like, he's another one in there. So that's kind of what I think of. You know, maybe another one from the comics is like Firestorm, or something of that nature. So that's kind of where I think of for things like that. And you know, so I definitely look at like the comics themselves to go ahead and see what's cool, what kind of resonates with me, and then I'll go ahead and I'll make a style off of it. But that's kind of a few ideas you can run off of there. Red Knight says, good job, buddy, for getting the augmentation. Yeah, I got the White Lantern ring leveled up for 4 characters. I probably won't do that for the Blue Lantern ring. I think I'm just going to do my main character and the healer. The only because I don't think it'll be that good as a White Lantern ring. I mean, we'll see. If it's really good, then obviously I'll get it on all 4 of my characters. Like that'll kind of be like a no-brainer there. You know, that's kind of where we'll go with that. But for now, I think I'm only going to need like 2 rings basically. It'll be, you know, one for Iconic and one for my healer, because obviously she's gonna benefit from another shield, so it makes sense. Um, Alright, Count says, so did I. I'm using it right now. Yep. Yeah, a lot of people got leveled up. And it's not surprising to me that people got leveled up. Like, it makes sense, right? Like, people want to be a White Lantern in-game, so it makes sense it would happen that way. And Red Knight says, I'm halfway there to get that ring. Yeah, so when the Blue Lantern one comes out, which is, what, a little less than 3 weeks? Or like 2.5 weeks, something like that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I hope that with the trend that I'm seeing, you know, you have White Lantern Chroma, White Lantern Ring. So I'm hopefully, I hope that it's also Blue Lantern Chroma, Blue Lantern Ring. So obviously we'll probably get the ring before the Chroma, but the Blue Lantern Chroma would be nice. I think that's something that people have wanted for a very long time, and they haven't gotten it. So this would be a good time to make good on that. And so then it looks like we have a Cyborg Superman Hank Henshaw going on here. I like that they're using the right emblem. That very much looks like the emblem he wears, and then you have like the Yellow Lantern one over it. That makes sense. I like the cybernetics for the arms. That works pretty good. I mean, they're using the face and head combo, which is also really good. Yeah, very nice. I mean, obviously later on they can upgrade the boots to, like, I believe it's the bionic boots. You can end up changing them over to those, and then I think that'll be really good. Yeah. And then we have Goddess Diane. Chosen says it's more being a week away since next Tuesday. Are we really that close? Yeah, you're right. Man, it's time's flown by so fast. Yeah, you were absolutely right. I forgot what day it was. Yeah, basically next Tuesday. Well, it's more like a week and a half. Yeah, it's more being a week away. Yeah, it's like 9 days, something like that. So it's like a week and 2 days, week and 3 days, something like that. But we got ourselves a Sinestro Corps Wonder Woman. I think at one point Injustice had this to where she, you know, it was either one time in the comics or in the Injustice universe that basically the whole Justice League became part of like the Sinestro Corps. Very very interesting there. All right, and then we have Storm T'Challa over here. So I like the hair. The hair seems very stormy. I like that effect, especially on that hair. It works well. Then you have like the crown with that. So I would say this is another job well done. I like the I don't know. I like the lightning on the eyes. All that. I think all that coming together is really nice. Very nice. And then we have Diablo over here. Oh, and he disappeared. All right. We got Billy J over here. Because I haven't seen this style before. Yeah, so this, I believe, this is the Injustice. This is the Injustice Billy Batson, basically. This is the one I believe that gets taken out by Superman. You know, later on in the comics. All right. Is there anything else cool here? We got Justice Lord. We'll take a look at him real quick. If I could find him right. There we go. So Justice Lord, he seems to be a little more evil in the face there, but still kind of following the Justice Lord theme. obviously the right legs and the right feet and hands. Like that's what I use for my Justice Lord Superman. It's kind of like a no-brainer for that one. Good choice. This chest style is not bad. I think I use the Wonder Twin chest style. You can actually get that with like with this current event. You can get that chest style if you want. Otherwise, this isn't bad either. Alright, I'd probably change out a different back style. I'd probably use the Zod back style if you don't have any other ones. The ones Kryptonian General. I'd probably go that route if you didn't have anything else. And then we have Sega CD over here. Little Doomsday character, little Deathstroke character. Doomsday character. Storm Goddess, thank you for the showcase of your storm. Yeah, you're very welcome. It was very good. You did a very good job. Very good job. And then we got Flash over here. Very nice. All right. Let's see. Let's see, who is this? Saime over here. So it looks like a sort of Atlantean King Shark style going on here. Very nice. I like the material on that. That's one of the new materials. Very nice. Gives it a very nice aesthetic to it. Alright. I think I am going to drop down another phase. Phase 3. So let's take a look here at Remy Gambit. So not many materials going on here, but I think some of the main components here are good. They're not too bad. Very nice. And then we have Falling One. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Maybe I'm confusing them with someone else, but it sounds somewhat familiar. Alright. Did I look at OP Dope? I don't think I did. I want to think that I did. Okay, so I did not look at their character. But it's got the one material. I feel like we could do one more material on that, and we could probably make a really good style with that. We got Captain Americano. I just have to look just because of the name. The name is so outrageous. Yeah, it's what you'd expect. It's a very basic style to it, but man does it scream America. I like that. It's very nice. It's too goofy, but I love it for being that. Yeah, very nice. It's just red, white, and blue everywhere. If there's any reason to be that crazy, that would be it. I think we might have seen Connor L last week. I think we did, because we were talking about the chest style. So I did see them last week. Alright. Let's see here. Shapashango. I think we've seen him before. Let's look at Virgil over here. We'll do Adam West. It looks like Virgil dipped away. Got Adam West. I don't know if that's based on the show or not. It didn't quite look like it. We'll look at Etrigan over here. So in the comics, this suit is pretty much Etrigan's suit. He changed the legs. He did different legs on it. But I like it. I think it's a good style. I think the shading on it was pretty nice. He did a good job on that. I think it's fair to say this is not too bad. Oh, did he switch to an older suit? Alright, I gotta check that out. extra again. Let's look again. This is old suit. Okay, this is the in-game suit. You know what? I think I like this one just a tad better. Yeah, I like that one just a tad better. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the coloring, the chest style used was good. The skin was good. Yeah, I just think I like the tones on this one better. Yeah, very nice. I think the only thing that could make that better would be the totally blanking on what I was gonna say. Okay, it doesn't matter. I'll just keep going. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. The if you use the Hellblazer aura, I think that would make that just slightly that much better. I think that would be the only upgrade I'd probably suggest for that. And then we have Captain Infidel over here. Oh dear God! Now we've got the Battle of the Captain Americas over here. All right. Well, we're not going to stick around to watch and find out. Phase 2 it is. Alright. And then we have Starkiller over here. They have their hit, hit from Dragon Ball Super. I think this is a pretty good style. I think the only thing that's kind of a little off is like the face style. I think I see a lot of people end up using the Red Hood head style, Gotham Outlaw, I believe it's called. I think a lot of people end up using that for the head style. But I mean, it's not bad. I do like the kind of the pants foot combo. I think that's really nice. Alrighty. We have Atros of Ryut. So guessing they're making like a White Lantern Atrocitus. So they're working on that. Very nice. I wish we had a legitimate head and face combo for Atrocitus. I think that would be insane, and then add like some actual like good hands, like good hand style. Especially with him being one of the main characters coming up in the episode. I think that would be fair. So we have Virgil over here. Not bad. Let's see what we got. Alright, so we have Zenith over here. I think that's how you call it. Zenith. Chosen says, deciding on combining both comic styles of Dream Girl and Power Girl into one custom style. Okay, nice. Very nice. I like how the shoulders kind of clip well into the cape. So, that's very nice. Has a Kryptonian feel to it. Maybe it's just like the angling of the belt and the emblem, but that's kind of where I'm getting the Kryptonian feel from. But very nice. I feel like maybe you could do something for like the... Maybe it's a specific character they're making and it doesn't make sense for that, but I think maybe you could add a little more to the face and head if it's, if it's part of it. If it's not, then I get it. We got a little tiny Grail over here. Very interesting. And then we have Saphiria. So let's take a look. So it's like a Supergirl styled character. Like the runes on the belt sort of a thing. Yeah, it's not bad. I like how the shoulders clip well under the cape. So it looks like it's part of like the chest style kinda if you look at it from the front. But not too bad. Definitely has a very angry Supergirl feel to it. And then we have Flimsy over here. So this might be like a Thanagarian-based character, or yeah, maybe it looks like, to me, maybe it looks like a World War II like Thanagarian character. Maybe they got dropped off on Earth, you know, like during that time, and they kind of uh, kind of acclimated to the situation at hand and became like a freedom fighter, whatnot. And then we have Susanna over here. Looks like they changed one of their styles. Let's take a quick look. So it's like an elf style. Very nice. I kind of like the halo around the head. Very nice. Yeah, that's a very nice chest style. I like the Energy Reaver chest style. It does a very good job. Alright, let's see if we can find a winner out of one of these. Oh boy, they're going at it. So we got Delos over here. Looks to be like a royal scarab, maybe. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting for a character. I mean, I like the aesthetic. I feel like maybe they could do a little more with it, but it's not bad. I feel like you could definitely like build on that more. All right, so we got Cerealia. So it looks like maybe like an apocalyptic like Kryptonian or something. That's kind of the feel I'm getting from that. Let's pick him up. Oh, he's already disappearing. Yeah, because I mean they can just get up with full health anyway. And then we have Last over here, and they have their I'm trying to think of his name from Dragon Ball Super. He's supposed to be a Demon King in Dragon Ball Z. I'm trying to think of his name. It's driving me nuts, but very good recreation of the character. I actually like that. If you guys know it, go ahead and drop it down in the comments and chat. But I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Some versions of him will have horns when he's like fully like charged up, powerful, whatnot, and has his actual full original power. But he's just kind of just a minion to a Babidi at that point. But very nice. And then we have Marcel over here. So it looks to be like something out of Invincible. So we have maybe ourselves. The same guy I'm looking over here right now is asking me how much for my name. I got this from the last name reclaim, and any names I get, I do not sell. Not for sale. But yeah, no, I don't sell names. I don't even think the market for names should really exist. That's how I kind of feel about it. But people do them, right? They'll do their thing, I'll do my thing, but I don't really think the name market should exist. So that if there are people like me that get a name during a reclaim, we can actually get it because we want the name, not because we're looking at like reselling it again. That's not what I do. All right. So it looks like we have ourselves a little crab buddy over here. For a second, maybe I'm crazy or not, but it reminds me of like Mr. Krabs from like SpongeBob. That's really the feel I get from that. It's funny though. I love it. And then we have Evil Superboy over here. So not bad. I like that. I mean, I actually like these pants for doing like the Evil Superboy like look. I really like those pants for that. I know a lot of people like to use like the Life Show ones because they have the tubes on them, but I do like these better, just because like the life shell pants don't have like true briefs, or it's like really weird. It's like they did that way on purpose so that you wouldn't have the exact look as the anti-monitor in the game. And then we have Scantless over here. Very nice, using their Lifelight Chroma. Ooh, I actually like this. Let's take a look at this. We've got Saints Walker. So they got their little Blue Lantern style on with the head style. Now, I don't know. If I were the devs, I probably would have tried to make this connect seamlessly, since it's a Blue Lantern head with a known Blue Lantern chest style, but I don't know. That's just me. And then we have Gorilla Grodd over here. Chosen says, I mean, the previous style iconic looked like it was based on Omni-Man. It looks like it was like a loose interpretation of the character, maybe. That's what it looks like. And thank you, Killer10 Deborah. I literally could not have the name come into my head. It was that bad, but I knew exactly who he was and what he did in the series and everything. But I don't know. It's one of those things where when you're on the spot and you need an answer and all the wrong ones are coming to your head, you know you're cooked at that point. And that was basically where I was. It was like I know the character, and I thought he was an okay character, but I thought, there were some, during that arc that were better. But I mean, he is still a very interesting character, and I think they did delve into him a little bit with Dragon Ball Heroes a little bit, the promotional anime. But yeah, so there you go. And then we have, looks like Mr. Atrocitus is ready now. Looks like we have ourselves a White Lantern Atrocitus. You will see that in the video that I made for the White Lantern styles, I actually had to turn, so see how it's like when it's like this, it's so blinding. This chroma, for some reason, it's like you could face this way, and everything is like so bright, so you actually have to face away from the brightness to even see any of the details of the styles. So in the video, I had to literally turn them in the opposite direction, the darker side, like the shadowy side of the character, when you turn, and that will show all the details. And then I had to like brighten the video just a little bit, like add a little bit of brightness to try to even it out. Because this chroma, with a lot of the older styles that don't have a lot of materials like built into them, they are like super bright, like just crazy bright. So, so I kind of tried to think about that when I made, these styles, to try to make, styles that weren't, super or too bright. But, I mean, you're definitely going to look like a White Lantern going on and using your abilities. So, you're going to be very blazing bright. So we have Doctor Strange over here. I kind of like the blue getup that he's got going on here. The belt's a good choice. I like the boots, how it tried to make them look like slip-ons, but then you have the rest of the armor going up. It's not bad. I'm not crazy about I feel like if you have the gold up top, you should have some more gold throughout the suit to make it make sense. Because I feel like when you have a one-off in a style, it rarely makes sense. But I mean, I could appreciate it for what it is, and I don't know, the cape kind of clips through the shoulders and the top of the chest. But I mean, they're working with what they got. So I'll take it for what it is. So and so it looks like Atrocitus making their Black Lantern. Let me look here at Imp over here. Look at this, Mr. Mixie-Spidlek. I actually kind of like that. Yeah. Yeah, very, very bright hair and eyebrows. Talk about being a very shockingly bright color. Uh, Doctor Strange. Let's take another look at him. So this is like his original style, basically. Um, that's not bad. I actually kind of like this. I kind of feel though that if you got the rune and everything going on, I would use an emblem. If there's a good eye emblem or something that looks equivalent to it, make the eye of Agamotto there. The only sad thing is it shows up green here. I mean, it's all supposed to be gold anyway, but it shows up green here, but then it's like a blue in like the actual like open world, which definitely kind of goes against like the power that he's like, you know, like working with, which is obviously more green than anything else. I mean, you get a few that are like red, like the chains of Sideract or something like that, which are red. Chosen says, I'll be getting the White Lantern ring by next Sunday, now that I'm thinking about it. Alright. So we got the Martian Manhunter over here. Oh, I was about to say I was like Batman, and then realistic looking Batman. I actually like this one. I think this is a very good job over here. We have Villainry Incorporated. And they have the Superwoman from the I'm trying to think of the movie name. It's basically Battle on Infinite Earths or something of that nature. It's basically them going to, I forget which version, whether it was Earth 2 or Earth 3, but it's basically the crime syndicate. And this is their style of the character Superwoman that appears in that version of the Earth. So it's basically the crime syndicate, and yeah, so very nice style. I think they did a very good job with that. Yeah, because I've never seen anybody make that version of the character in game. So, all right, so we've got Loki over here. Very nice. I kind of wish the horns could be tinted like the rest of the suit, but you know, you're working with what you can because there's no face styles that are horns. I think that's a really good opportunity though. Face styles that are horns, I think that'd be good. Then we have Goddess Diana over here. So obviously it's like the, you know, the absolute Wonder Woman. She's got her sword. You know, she's got the lasso of Nemesis lasso there. She actually carries 3 lassos in the comics. I believe it's a gold one, a red one, and like a bluish white one. A blue one more or less, but there you go. And then we have Eobor Thawne over here. So it's like the Flash character. Very nice. Just a quick little shout out to that. You know what? This looks like a new Green Lantern character. Let's just take a look. So even though it's a very simple style, I think it works very well for them. Yeah, very nice. You know, they got the nice Green Lantern aura. I think that's the Misted. I think that's the Emerald Misted aura. So that's actually the OG of the Green Lantern auras. And then you've got, you know, the Wonder Twin chest. It looks like the Supergirl boots. So everything's very slimline. And yeah. So this is the glowing chroma. All right. Let's see. And then we have Calidar over here. Curb Stompa says, that's my Atrocitus. Love your videos. Yes. I like that you're trying to make like a White Lantern out of it. I feel like Atrocitus needs a lot of love. I think the head style is massively outdated. I think the hand styles are massively outdated. And I think he needs a proper face style. I think that there should be a head and face style equivalent of like what the Scarecrow basically is. You know, like the Scarecrow head and face style combo that we got for Halloween. we should get something to the equivalent for Atrocitus. That's what I think. I think it would make sense. I think people want like a kind of like a monster face that has like a nice set of teeth, right? And then it also has like the actual like headdress part where it actually exposes the top of the head and whatnot. I think that's something that should be a thing for Atrocitus, especially with him being one of like the bigger. He's going to be a bigger part of this coming chapter. So I feel like that's what we should be looking at. I don't know if we'll get that or not. But I'd like to see that. And then we have Killer 10 over here with their dark side. I like the Omega shield on the front of the face. Very nice. I presume that those are, so those are the Battlehawk pants. Very nice. Okie doke. It looks like Vampire has something else going on. We'll take a quick look. So this is like a change on their style. This is one of their different styles. I actually like this one better than their previous style. I feel like this one's a lot more balanced. Very nice. Yeah, I actually like this one. I think this one's much better than the last one. And I think even with like the runes having like a slight like skin channel like different tone actually works in their favor a lot better. I actually like that. Very nice. And it works well with the new cape. Well done. Yeah. Very nice. And then we have Apocalypto Sin over here. If I could find him, I think he had to have dipped. We got Villainy Incorporated. It looks like they have another style going on here. If I can find it and not glaze over it. There we go. So this is like their cheetah, which, game is what game is. I think this is also a really good style, because look at that. Game is game. And I like how they use the eyebrows and the ears to get like that cat appearance for like Cheetah. I know obviously there's going to be like different versions of the character in the comics, and this is like specifically one of them. But I think this is really nice. I think this is well done. Yeah, very well done. I think even the hair choice was very good. Killer 10's got another style going on here. I'll do a quick look on that one. So it looks like we have ourselves a Dr. Fate. Maybe he's like damaged. Maybe he's like an older, like more experienced version of Dr. Fate. Alright. Kerp Stompa says maybe they could do an Atrocitus head the same way they did in Martian Manhunters. I think that I don't want to say that they can give us a head style for Atrocitus, because I feel like then they'll just do the head, or like just give him his alien head. But I want the whole thing. So you know how there's the Scarecrow hat and the mask in the Halloween event? I think they should give us basically a headpiece that sits around the head. I mean, so the whole headdress sits around the head, and then the face piece would actually be the whole alien head, like his actual like face, the skin, the scalp, around the head. That's what I would kind of like go with. That's what I would kind of want from that, because we know that they can do it with the Scarecrow face and head combo. We know they can do it, so it's just a matter of them choosing to do it or not, right? I think that's basically what we're looking at this point, whether they want to do it or not, or whether they did or not. Because I don't, I'm pretty sure they have to plan a lot of this stuff like months in advance. So I would figure they'd probably, you know, already have it like done at this point, or you would think that they'd probably have to have it done at this point to ship it out the end of this month, or at least have it somewhat ready in a certain state. Probably not have to have it done because, like, obviously it's not going to launch with the chapter. It'll most certainly probably come out, you know, like maybe a month or two after. So, you know, maybe they might still be working on stuff. I'm looking for Anthony Stark. Let's see. Very nice. All right. And then we have Cyber Janos over here. I don't know. That looks like that looks like something from what I'd see from like a horror movie. I don't know. I appreciate them going all out. You could tell they're trying on that. But I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. All right. I'm going to jump into one more phase real quick. Whoops. Nope, not that one. I'll jump in this one, look at two styles I haven't seen, and then I think we'll go from there. Okay. Let's take a look here. Okay, let me take a quick look at Doctor Strange over here. See, now I think that's actually an improvement. I think they did a really good job with that. They did add some, you know, some green energy to it. They added something that looks like the Eye of Agamotto in the center there. See, I think that really elevated the experience of you know, like the look of their style. I think that definitely like massively improves it. So you got the, you know, like the energy's kind of like working through them. I think that's like a good positive right there. I think that worked out really well. So I'll look at Circe Weaver here real quick. So you know, I kind of like villain styles. Obviously, you know, villain here, so, but definitely kind of like this Circe look going on here. I love it when people brainstorm alternate styles that probably haven't been made in like a comic or whatever, and they kind of make their own version of the character. I really like that. And then I'm gonna look at the fastest alive. All right. I think this is like an alternate version of Jay Garrick. Yeah, if I remember it correctly. I definitely love the head style. The head style's really nice. I really enjoy that. The chest style's really good. The chest style can mesh with almost any leg style. Like, you wouldn't even know they were different because they mesh together so well, the materials. Well, yeah, very, very well done job there. Very well done. All right. Alright, so I appreciate you all for coming out and hanging out with me on this Sunday evening. I'm going to have the, let me see here, I'm going to have the short for last week tomorrow. I should drop that tomorrow, no problem. And then the White Lantern video, I basically just have to export it now. And then I'm going to probably have to I'll log off for a little bit to do that, and then I'll log back on so I can do the style detail video so that you guys can perfectly recreate all the styles that I make in that video. So so I will have a very busy night tonight, whether it's tonight or maybe even a little tomorrow, but I will be busy making sure that there's content on the channel rolling out, you know, as pretty much planned. So I will see you all in the next one. Laters.